Well, off the bat, we have Tysaac Noland,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Today, I really want to talk about the journey that you've been through. 2020 COVID senior year, unfortunate. Neosho, Cisco, SFA,
Right.
and then pro ball in Australia.
Yep.
What literally last winter,
Yeah.
right?
I
Last
landed.
winter.
I got back in March.
So really, again, talking about your journey, starting from again A to Z in this whole from little league all the way how we got there. I want to talk about that 2020. Unfortunate for you,
Right.
right? For your class to not
Yep.
have a senior year. Just your adversity and trying to really help people that have gone through things like this that you have, right? And to keep inspiring people, right? And things that you've learned, all that good stuff. So first, right? Tysaac's from Wichita.
Yep. Born and raised.
I
306.
coached Tysaac at May South, actually. I was just it's probably my second year,
Ooh, you came out on my
2018.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
2018. So I was on JV.
That'd have been my junior year.
Yes. And then the next year was cut.
Yeah.
So that
So it
was
was
your
1 year.
2020.
And then you moved up to varsity after I left.
Correct. And Tysaac was a catcher, kind of utility guy anywhere,
Yeah.
can pitch, right? Now as a little leaguer, you played for Sluggers, correct?
Yep. Sluggers. I did that. I caught here. I started playing shortstop, but then I was like, no, this isn't for me. I liked being in control of the game. Played for Tano. Loved every second of that. I was playing for his 18U team.
Tano's a dog.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tano.
I was playing with his 18U team when I was 16. Or no, it would have been after my freshman year. I was playing 18U with all the dudes from Derby, like played with the Westerman, Noah Johnson, like Braden Paxton, great group of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, kind of got back into catching around that time when I was playing with Sluggers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I never looked back really. It just stuck with me.
So you
I
caught
guess.
when? Middle school? Or no, when you
so
were...
I started catching growing up, and then machine pitch. We were the little blue machines.
Oh, yeah.
I was a little guy scared back there because I was
Oh,
always
yeah.
small growing up. And the ball came, foul tip, and I turned and wore one to the ribs, and like I told my dad I'll never catch again. It was kind of one of those things where I was being so soft, but it was just like, what do you do? I started playing shortstop. That's where I got my hands from, the top tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then pitched a little bit just because everyone did it when they're 8 years old, and
course.
I stuck with it. It kind of I always threw a little bit harder when I grew up. I got to high school, like me and Cody Fayette freshman year. Like I just remember we were the top guys, and I was like, okay, maybe I could pitch. So it always just gives me another option. Like you go up to a showcase and there's 8 shortstops. Like you're not gonna go be the 9th shortstop in line. You're gonna go to second where there's 2 dudes because your odds are better. So if I can increase my odds by being a pitcher as well, like you're always gonna have somewhere to play. You're always gonna be able to get on that field.
No, that's why I say that if you can pitch or you can hit, you're gonna play.
Yeah, and
people need pitchers.
They find everybody in the world needs pitchers.
Yes,
everybody
it's
needs
a separator.
Hitters. Yep,
it separates you and your team,
especially with
longevity too.
Especially with how the game's going nowadays. Kids are throwing so hard, and kids are hitting balls really far.
Why do you think that is?
I feel like baseball is like when it was kind of my group that was growing up, it was very like baseball is picking up. I think it's so advanced and so technology nowadays, and everyone has more access to everything than we did growing up, if that makes sense. So I feel like that they're using that to their benefit. And I mean, there's just 2 different ways of playing baseball. The game's being taught a totally different way. Swings are taught a different way than how they were taught back in 2008, 2010.
What and how?
I think there's just a lot more science behind it now. Back like when I was growing up, it was really the focus was your hands are staying inside, you're taking your knob to the ball, and you're in the zone. And if you drop your back shoulder, it's like the worst thing ever. And now it's
even just video alone, like just video, because our eyes only move so fast. Like
right.
You can only see something so fast. So even just slow mode, which can hurt, right, or can be very beneficial. I see it as more of a beneficial thing.
Right.
But even like being able to do slow-mo stuff and be like, oh, he's pushing a lot, or you know what I mean?
He's being able to break down every aspect of that swing, and that's where I don't think growing up, like, I was able to benefit off those because we weren't that advanced in baseball yet in that time. But nowadays, like, every kid everywhere, there's academies everywhere that are, I mean, they're throwing up, oh, hit tracks, we got this, that, and the other, and you're gonna pay $1,000 to go play for them because they have everything that's new and improved and the best of the best. But that's how they keep running that stuff and like keep going with the time. Is it's just they get in and get people to pay money because that's what baseball is nowadays.
So what were you as a kid, teenager, even like younger in high school? What do you think separated you? Like, were you? Because I didn't know you,
Right.
right? That age. So were you like top tier on the team, or
Not
did you have to
really.
work for a lot of things, or
So growing up, like played with the team. Jason Adams was a head coach. He was a Hall of Famer at WSU shortstop.
mm-hmm.
Still talk to him to this day. Growing up, we had the same squad. Like no academy, no nothing. We played as a Park City Rangers. Not Park City, it was Rangers or whatever. Built our own academy. Like started, we grouped, and then we got to the age of 12. We had a solid team. We had a good run for 4 years, and we got to the age of 12, and that's when we kind of split off into. That's when Stars was created
Yep.
because that team, the team who left off and split with us, created Stars, and
Yep.
my dad was like, I wasn't the best on the team. Like we had Jackson Hartley, Parker Wenzel, Tanner Leslie, like all those kids. Like we were a good,
Yeah.
pretty good team. We won major, state, World Series, all that. And then when they split off, and I was like, look, do you want to go win trophies or do you want to learn the game the right way? And
Right.
like, cause Jason Adams, he's a very old school coach, very like, I mean, he was kicking buckets, throwing stuff when we're 12 years old out there, like, but it instilled something to me, I think. It instilled the drive that I have, the competitiveness, like, because catching, I can control the game.
Yeah.
It's like I learned a lot from him, and I was able to, like, that kind of made me into the leader and just the mentality that I've had of like, I don't really care who's in front of me. I don't care what I need to do, but I'm gonna do what I need to do to make
And your
make it happen.
coach helped you
Yeah,
force that into you.
100%. And I
Bring that out of
chose
you.
I chose the route of sticking, and we're like the team we were gonna be on wasn't gonna be good. We weren't gonna be on an academy team, but I was gonna stick around and learn the game the right way,
Yeah.
rather than go win these rings that USSSA gives out, because that's when they started doing all that.
Yeah.
And so like it sucked seeing them going and win, but like they're also my boys, so you can't really.
No, I get
upset
that.
about
I always
that.
tell parents to follow the coach. Like follow coaching, right? It's kind of like a boss. Like you work for a boss. Players work for a coach. Parents work for the coach in a way.
Yeah.
So if you can have a good boss, like I was in insurance, great boss. Job was tough, but like I stayed because I loved my boss.
Yeah, and you followed
Right?
it. Yeah.
And same thing with baseball is like I had amazing coaches growing up, and it's like I didn't want to leave that. You know what I mean? I had Mark Standard for Kelly Zane. Like those guys are
yeah.
legends, and they knew the game. They had empathy, and they understood it. But at the same time, they got on you for the right things.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way,
There's
right?
a time and place for it.
Absolutely. So they had some feel for that. What about hitting? Like, I know you're a defensive maniac, bro. Like you're an insane catcher. But like as a hitter, when you were younger, were you again like top of the lineup guy or like kind of middle of the order guy?
I mean, really, I was 9-hole.
Back end?
Back end. Like I said, growing up, I was so small. Didn't really grow kind of till my freshman, sophomore year. Kind of
Really?
filled out. I mean, I was still decently big as a freshman, but
Mhm.
nothing. I was probably 5'9", 5'10", like probably 140, 50 pounds.
Mm.
Nothing crazy, but just hitting wise, I think, I don't know. It's just I've always been bottom of the order, kind of get the job done, pass the torch kind of
Tough
guy
out.
until I got to high school.
Yeah.
Then hitting's been hitting's very draining. I've come to learn it's very, especially in my career, like I'm so
It is draining.
streaky. Like it's
Yeah.
if I'm hot, oh boy, am I hot. Like I'm gonna go on a run, and
Mhm.
you're gonna watch it, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that's a swing and a half
Yeah.
right there.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll go an entire summer of just being in the pits, and like I'm swinging at strike threes at my eye, and it's just like, for what? And it's the emotional roller coaster, but that's what keeps you invested, and that's what you want to perfect it. You want to find that it's not even perfection, but you want to find that consistency, that to where you're not having those ups and downs. And I
Yep.
think that's what drives me to kind of stay in on hitting and stay in on baseball. So what makes me love it is because
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna perfect it,
Yep.
and I can always better myself, and there's never gonna be a day where I can't.
So, you know, as a child, as a kid, if you had to redo that in a sense leading up into high school or even high school, right? What is there a thing that you would redo what you know now and like redo that career and like would you do anything differently?
Yeah, yeah.
What
If
would you
I
do
knew
differently?
if I knew I was gonna go play baseball, because I mean I played football and basketball in high school. I
Right.
kind of and that was the deal when COVID hit. That kind of I freaked out because it was late. I was late bloomer. Like I didn't really get anything, and then COVID happened, and I committed.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I want to play baseball, football. Um, but no, definitely like I would go back and really focus on baseball. Playing the other sports was really great, and I loved every second of it.
Mhm.
Wouldn't do that different.
More seasonal for you,
Right,
right?
right. And it was seasonal to when, like, if it was football season, I wasn't touching a basketball
Oh
or a
yeah.
baseball.
No, you're just showing up and knowing
I'm
the plays and doing your
showing
thing.
up to the sport, and me and
That's
Coach
right.
Pfeiffer would get into it all the time. So he'd be like, "Oh, it's summer, it's summer. Why are you missing weights?" I'm like, "Dude, I got baseball tournaments. I'm showing up to weights sore," and he's like, "Oh, quit going to those baseball tournaments." I'm like, "Man, you got to understand, like, there's a fine balance in
Oh yeah.
baseball season. Like, in the summer, it's what baseball's all about. You're traveling with your boys, having a great time, winning tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You can't complain about that, but man,
So how would you take it more seriously? Like, would you hit more? Would you?
I would have been in on baseball in those other seasons as well. If I knew where I was gonna go and what my path was gonna be, if it was gonna be baseball, I would have been playing baseball, at least training for baseball year round, and not kind of focusing so much on the other two.
So I
Yeah.
heard this the other day, and it actually was kind of interesting because I'm always a guy like, hey, go be a multi-sport guy.
Right.
And I heard from another parent, he's like, well, because they're on a pretty high caliber team in the summer, and he's talking about his nationals team that he's on. He's a high school team, and he mentioned that out of the 14 guys that are there, there's only 2 dudes that play another sport, and they're like nationally ranked, loaded team. He's like the other what 12 played baseball year round, and he's like anymore the game is it's just such a smaller narrow road to
Yeah.
go play at a higher level that a lot of kids probably should be training year round,
Yeah.
right? And for me, like I didn't really realize that because I'm like, hey, go take a break. And like football is kind of a soft 2 months of like, hey, let your arm rest, like kind of it's a good mentality to break.
Because it's right after summer. As you go
Yes.
spring to
And it's a long
summer,
s
and
it's a
it's right in the
long
fall.
because you start in December, you end all the way into maybe almost into July,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro.
And your arm's cooked.
Yeah.
Your arm's cooked. You're like, I don't know
Yes.
if I'm ever gonna throw a ball again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
no.
I'm serious. So I've kinda changed my point of view, like, he mentioned, like, football players, like college football guys, they want college guys to go play multiple sports, but in
Right.
baseball, it's actually changing to where they're kind of like, obviously, like, there's exceptions to other players that are just
Right.
freaks of nature, but at the same time, like, the majority are really training year round.
See, and like that, I totally like that makes sense to me, and I get it, and I'm not supporting that because like if it was me, and like I told you, if I could do that, I would have. But also, there's such a benefit in playing other sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like I wouldn't be the player I am or was even like when I was at Cisco or wherever I was, like without playing football or basketball growing up my entire life.
Right.
Like there was positions and actions and
Yes.
ways my body moved on the baseball field where I'm like, I've never done that in my life. And now I'm like, okay, I ran around on a football field for 18 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is probably why I'm able to do this, and I'm not sitting here in pain.
Well, dude, even soccer. Like, I only played did you ever play soccer
I
as a kid?
didn't.
Really?
Too much running.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel like
mean.
everybody plays soccer as a kid.
See, AYSO, like I just wasn't into it.
Well, you weren't here when Sluggers. I played Sluggers indoor. It was the only time I played soccer was
See,
indoor 3-on-3.
yeah,
It was so
I
lit,
would
bro.
do
You
that
would
in a
have loved
heartbeat.
it.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Because I wasn't a soccer guy. I was
Mm.
like, hey, like I'm just gonna kick this ball and
As hard as you can.
slam dudes in the boards.
Yep.
Because you could in a
Yup.
way. So that's why I liked it. I was like, all right, bro.
You're showing up at, what is it, on Tuesday nights?
Yeah,
You're
just
showing
playing
up Tuesday
3v3.
nights after work,
And
bro.
I played with my baseball team.
Oh,
So my baseball team that I grew up with,
yeah.
we played 3v3 soccer in the
So it's just you and the
winters.
boys out there.
Dude, yeah, and
Dude,
the boys.
Yeah, I might sign up this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Is it not a
that
thing no
no,
more?
because that was in the back building back in the early thousands.
Oh, when it was.
So I'm older than you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was when they had 2 soccer fields, a small one and a big one, and so they had a soccer league.
And they had that like hockey rink
Yes.
kind of.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. So I was slamming dudes up against that board. So like even like soccer, where I was going to is, like I know our shortstop Tanner. He's a big soccer player, and his feet are really good. Like he creates hops with his feet, and so I'm
Yeah.
saying like he's a multi-sport, and like soccer has helped him with baseball in the sense of his feet. You know what I mean?
It's just doing that every day.
Yeah.
Like even out of season, it trains your body to just know what to do.
But like you can't hit enough.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. And that's like you're chasing perfection. You're
Yeah.
never going to be perfect. So you can always work on something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's footwork and all that stuff. Like if you don't have it gifted to you naturally, like you're going to have to do other things growing up and experience with other things in order to train your body to do that if that's something you want to play at and do at a high level.
And so leading into high school, you know, your COVID year, do you think, because you didn't have a senior, we had 2 weeks of practice and then it was like, hey, we're done. And we're like, what?
Was it even that?
It was 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was that.
I remember it was 2
we
weeks.
hit a spring break.
It was tryouts and then the next week and then it was over. It might have been 2 or 3, I don't know. But do you think, because to me, I thought we had a decent, pretty good team.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of returners. And then obviously you were returning. And I feel like that's when you were at like a spot where you were confident, right? As your senior year.
Yeah.
Do you think that really hindered you in the recruitment part?
Yeah, I would say. Coming out of Sluggers, like in high school and everything, I went to some showcases here and there all throughout. I mean, you're getting noticed on Sports in Kansas, all like the news, but that really doesn't. In Kansas, at least, in that time, it wasn't a big deal. Like it was, but you're not getting recruits and stuff off that. But yeah, COVID hit, and like I said, I was focused on football and basketball in those seasons. So like me traveling and me playing and all that stuff during the off season was very limited and slim. But yeah, when COVID happened, I had one offer from Neosho, and it was,
which is a good program.
Yeah, loved
program.
it. And COVID hit, and I was just like, didn't really know where anything was going to go, what was going to happen. This was like a week after they canceled everything. That was before we knew we were playing at Genesis. They're still going to do summer ball out there. So I committed, and, you know, it was a choice for me, and it was one of the better choices I've made in my life because I grew as a person and as a baseball player there, and I loved every second I had there. So yeah.
So
COVID.
how long? So you committed to Neosho. How long were you there?
I was there for 2.5 years.
And because you had a medical, right? Red shirt?
No, I had a COVID red shirt.
You had a COVID red shirt.
So my freshman year, I was going in. There was a kid from Louisiana who was his second year. There was Derek Doty, kid who went to Mays, a grade older than us. And then there was me. And they said the starting spot's open. Obviously, you're not just catching one catcher in college.
Right.
There was time to compete. This is what they told me, and I went into it going to compete. COVID happened, canceled high school. Ivan Witt, kid was graduating high school that year. Forwent his senior season of high school, was committed to Creighton as a catcher. Transferred to Neosho, didn't burn a year of eligibility. I got about 4 or 5 weeks into fall, busted my wrist, one of the ligaments in my left wrist, so I had to get surgery on that, put me out. And then went back the next year, balled out, hit leadoff, hit 333, second team all conference, led the team in average.
That was your second year?
That was my second year.
Wow.
And then was told in my exit meeting that they wanted me to come back. So I went back. I was really struggling because down in Texas at the time, didn't really know what I wanted to do. They told me to come back. They didn't say the spot was mine, but they said they wanted me back. So I assumed.
Right.
And then went back in the fall. Didn't have a great fall. I really struggled at times mentally checking in for practices. Not that I wasn't there, but like I wasn't like going full speed. I was in my head. Everything that I could try to do, like it took a toll on me. I don't know what was going on in my head at that time, but something just wasn't clicking when I showed up for practices. When games were great. Game days was different.
How'd you do your sophomore year then? Or
That's this year. That would have been the year, because that would have been the third fall I went back for.
Yes.
And then my exit meeting, he was like, yeah, You're gonna
That's
get pinch hit at
right.
bats. And then we had the dojo camp. Yeah.
Say that. That was
So
crazy.
yeah, came home from Neosho. That was a week later. Or
Yeah.
no, yeah, it was a week later.
We had the Christmas camp for
Yep.
college.
Yep. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I was upset because he told me I went from being second team, highest average, hitting a leadoff spot to, oh, you're gonna get pinch hit at bats. Didn't really hit me well. Came home, we did the camp. What is it? Me, you, Ep, Klein, OB, Darren Camp.
Yep.
That was it.
That was
huh?
it. I have the
That was
picture over there too.
Yeah. And I was telling Wes about it. I think it was literally the last day of the camp.
The last day. We are walking out.
It's me, you, and OB sitting there.
And sitting there, and you're like, dude, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where to go. Like, my coach, this and that.
Instantly, you're like, bro, let me text
And I was
Whitey.
like, I was like, hold up. Let me call somebody.
Yeah.
Texted, and I was like, you need a catcher for this semester. He's like, actually, our catcher left 2 days ago.
Yep.
I need a catcher. I was like, called him immediately. I was like, I got a catcher for you right now.
I remember going.
Call him right now.
Oh, yeah. Because me and OB went to Chipotle. I'm on the phone with Neosho's head coach while I'm ordering my Chipotle burrito. And I'm sitting there. Miss McNew walks in, a teacher from high school. So I got OB. I'm ordering this burrito. Miss McNew's back there, and I'm on the phone with Steve, Coach Murray. And I'm like, man. I said, look, like, I love my time here. Like, we ended it great. He was supportive. He loved everything about it. Knew Whitey somehow, like, along the way. And yeah,
Whitey's
so that
a legend, bro. Same with Steve.
Steve's a
a
go-to.
legend.
He's got too many followers on
OG,
Twitter.
bro.
Crazy.
I actually followed him the other day. I was like, this guy's hilarious.
Dude, I got videos of people, like, he would record videos of Luke Westerman eating a cricket. There's a video of that in my phone, and
that is so
that's
funny.
just what he would post. So yeah, that was on a Friday.
Then you went to Cisco.
Yeah, I moved into Cisco that Monday.
Crazy. You needed to be there, bro. Like, I needed to be there. You needed to be there. You needed to tell me, because you weren't even gonna tell me. I was like, what's wrong? Like, you okay, bro? Like, I didn't even know about this Neosho deal.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, and I'm like thinking in my head, like, okay,
it was definitely right
just
timing,
text and
bro.
see what's happening. Cisco.
And it clicked, man.
And then you went to Cisco.
Man, if I could have went to Cisco for 4 years, I would have.
Oh, dude.
Cluck Hall,
oh, dude.
man.
So, in the sense of, like, Cisco, what made it so great for you?
I think,
Which Cisco's another JUCO for people that don't know.
Yeah.
In Texas, Western Texas.
Definitely was a culture shock for me.
Yep.
Not drastically, not as drastic as like going to Australia was,
Mm-hmm.
but it was definitely I was really refreshed going down there. It was a fresh start. Nobody knew who I was. Like, there was no political, nothing involved. Like, I was going down there because they needed a guy. And like I said, I think what made it so special was that I took maybe 2 electives there. Like, I already had my associate's degree. So all I needed was 6 hours to be eligible. So I just took 2 electives, and I was there to play baseball and lift and pass my 2 elective classes that were a breeze.
You only had to pass 2?
Yeah, I only took 6 credit hours there. Because I already had my associate's degree. Oh, dude,
You already had your associates.
Because it was my 3rd year.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I took a lot of classes that fall at Neosho.
That makes sense.
So I didn't have nothing. I literally was down there playing baseball and lifting weights 2 times a day in a 24-hour weight room. It was peak life.
No, yeah. I agree. I'm the same way. Like, if I could, Cisco was amazing.
Dude.
And so, like, for you, like, we're talking about coaches, and have an impact on players. Like, what did you gravitate towards Whitey? Like, how did he help you in a lot of different ways or any ways? I know you guys had a little beef about catching in general.
Right.
Right. But was there anything from either Neosho or Cisco that you learned along the way that was very important for your future?
I think me being at Neosho, Coach Murray runs that program so clean and so smooth. It kind of instilled just anything like mental toughness in me and holding myself accountable and being able to hold each other accountable, because at the end of the day, you're going through whatever dumb winter conditioning or awful ab workout you're doing in the weight room, whatever like pain you guys are going through, you're doing it together. And I feel like that kind of instilled that team mentality in me at Neosho. And then when I went to Cisco, it was just like everything clicked and it was coming together. I was able to run with it. I remember like you said, me and Whitey got into it. It wasn't really got into it. I love Coach Whitey. It was just about receiving or whatever, and he was not even at the first game, right? And he come up and told me and Austin Mungia, the other catcher, he's like, "You guys are done dropping your glove to the ground. I've watched too many balls go to the backstop." And me and Mungia look at each other and we're like, "Man, I don't really recall any balls that went to the backstop that we should have caught." And it was just this whole big deal. And it was just a communication thing. I was
Right.
new, like it was just different.
Right.
But yeah, me and Whitey, we went out first night I ever met him. He took him and his family, took me and my family out to dinner. Very, very, very great family, very great man.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him, Coach Vega, everyone down there.
hmm
I mean, I grew as a player. I would go in there with our pitching coach every night into the cages, into the 2 tunnels.
Yep.
He'd be in there until 11 o'clock throwing me BP working on my swing because, I mean, pitching coach, right? But his best buddy was Colton Cowser, played at Sam
Okay.
Houston with him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this dude's got a crazy swing. Let me get that feel. And
Yeah.
he was in there just flicking to me. And it was the amount of attention, and those coaches went the extra mile for their players.
hmm
And I think that's really what stuck with me, is because I knew I grew as a player and a person.
hmm
And the boys there were crazy. If I was going to hit, I had about 4 other dudes going to hit with me. Like, everyone was rocking. You're living in the same building. It's older than, like, you can even imagine. You're
Oh, yeah.
sharing 4 showers with 30 dudes.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You're living life.
Yeah.
You got poker games going on. You're stealing money from your boys. Like,
So fact that at Cisco,
yeah.
it's the first Hilton hotel ever built. Did you know that?
No.
Down the street. It's that hotel on the corner, or I don't know where it's at, but it's close to the college. It's the first Hilton hotel ever made, was in Cisco.
Did not know that.
There's like 2,000 people that live there.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere. It's desert.
What's the town that's close? Starts
I
with a
couldn't
W.
tell you.
Starts with a W.
Couldn't tell you.
Man, that's gonna upset me that I can't think of that.
So like, which one? I mean, obviously, like you only went to Cisco for a semester, and then obviously you got some looks. You played well at Cisco.
Yeah, really
right. And do you think that freedom of just like figuring it out helped you? Like, did you feel like you were overcoached, or like, because you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what was it that was so good for you at Cisco that just really clicked, right?
Be real, I think it was that I was coming off a hot year at Neosho. Like, I proved to myself and to everybody else that I can compete at that level, and I can do pretty dang good.
So you kept the confidence
Yeah, and then
rolling.
going from Neosho to Cisco, like, I had nothing to lose. Nobody knew me. They knew, like, I walked in there not knowing I was gonna catch, but I knew they needed a catcher.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no pressure when you're walking into that situation, especially when you walk in and everyone's welcoming you with open arms.
Yeah.
And like, it was a great experience. And I think me being there, like, those coaches, it was more of a college ran style or pro ran style practice, to where
Yes.
we were taking in and out in BP if we had, a game in a couple days or whatever.
Yep.
Like, we're not out there running PFPs for 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting out there early if you want to. If you want to work, you're going to get out there and do your early work.
Right.
But they're not going to sit there and hold your hand and walk you through it. If you want to get better, you're going to get better.
So it's kind of crazy you say that, because Mission, which is I think it's an NAI, like Lane, Kieran
Yep.
goes there,
Yep,
and then
yep.
like Bryson Mitchell, where they pitch here, they go to Mission, and I talked to Lane, and they actually, I think they made it far in nationals or something last year. They might have won it. I don't know.
Mission? I don't
Yes.
think they won.
Mission. It's in
NAI.
Missouri.
Okay.
But Lane was like, dude, our coaches treat it like pro ball. It's like very chill, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he's like, it's kind of weird, but it's worked. And
It's
I was
something
like,
about a chill
that's
environment.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because the places I went to were not chill,
No.
besides Cisco. Cisco was like almost too chill sometimes. Like, you're sitting out there for 5 hours,
And you're like, come on.
like hitting BP, and it's like, bro, you get five rounds of 7. You're like, for 40 kids.
You got dudes playing hacky sack in center field.
Yeah, I'm just like
You're
sitting
like,
there.
come
I'm
on.
like, all right, I've taken 100 ground balls at short.
It's
I'm
100
just gonna
degrees.
go chill outside.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees. You're sitting there like,
So, but there might be something to that in the sense of like overcoaching, but like at the same time, like there's so many scenarios in baseball where it's like you're in the army, like you gotta expect the worst and like understand how to get out of things. So you know, like there's just a fine line between it all. Um, I mean, would you agree?
I mean, you need to know how everyone on your team reacts in tough situations, because at the end of the day, like, if you're on that field and you guys are in a tough situation, like, how are you gonna know he's not gonna fold under pressure?
Yeah.
Everyone has to know how everyone's gonna react so you can hold each other accountable and help each other out. And if you're not able to do that, you're not gonna win ball games.
Yep.
Because
And did you guys scrimmage?
at
Yeah.
Cisco, yeah, to be fair, I was only there for 2 weeks before we started playing.
Really?
Yeah, because
Oh,
our
okay.
first game was January 28th.
Okay.
I got there January 16th,
Right.
15th, 16th.
Right.
But at Neosho, yeah, I mean, it was every day. So Neosho doesn't scrimmage outside colleges in the fall.
Do you think that team that you had at Cisco versus Neosho, you probably win a series?
Yes. Yes.
Why? What was the difference between Texas JUCO and Neosho? Or
Region,
like Kansas JUCO in a way?
I mean, that region down there is different baseball. It's region
So-
that's five. Wait, five's down. No. What's Cisco? Cisco region 5 or region 6?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know we're playing like Grayson,
Yeah.
McLennan,
Weatherford,
Blinn, like-
Weatherford.
Odessa, you know, so we're playing some dudes. I remember I saw some dudes when I was there, and I came from Wichita State.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of similar speed here.
I mean, that was the wildest part for me. Was I went from hitting leadoff in the Jayhawk conference, pitcher conference, great conference, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but I know if I get to a 2-0, 2-1 count, I'm most likely getting a fastball.
Mhm.
Like, and that was where I took advantage. That's where I rocked. So I go down there, and I'm at Cisco my first 3 weeks, and we're playing, you know, DFW post grad. We're playing all these schools that you play before your conference starts, and I'm sitting there struggling because it's pitching different. Like, I'm seeing two seams with 12 inches of run,
Right.
sliders that are nasty at
Yeah.
88, and it's like, bro, this is not normal. This
I
is not what I'm
saw,
used to.
and I saw a lot of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans down
Yup.
there, and that were throwing gas.
Oh yeah, we
I
played.
saw some dudes throwing gas. I was like, yo.
When I went down there was a 30-year-old Dominican on our team, Poppy.
Really?
Bro, like, I'm telling you, he played professional basketball in the DR. He looks like Victor Wembanyama, like lengthy and tall.
Uh-huh.
He chucked 100. Throws 100.
Well, there was one guy at Cisco as well that threw 100.
Samuel?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I was
him.
like, that's JUCO.
He was there when you
throwing
were there?
100. No.
I was gonna say because he was there when I was there.
That's what I'm saying.
that would've been
I think he was
ridiculous.
there with you, right?
Yeah, he was.
And I saw that video. I was like, yo, it's Cisco. It's like, oh my God. But the thing about it is, like, us here in Kansas, we don't really know the
No.
Southern JUCO, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're more here, which obviously, because we get recruited here more,
Yeah.
right? But I was just kind of like curious because I never played JUCO here in Kansas, which obviously, again, you see dudes here. Like, don't get me wrong, there's dudes
Obviously,
everywhere.
right.
But I wasn't curious about, like, was that conference a little different compared to this one?
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was a lot. You're seeing. You're gonna see. It's just the pitching. I'd say you're seeing same speeds, but everything is moving more.
Yeah.
It's just more depth, more run, more cut, everything faster, better gloves, better feet,
Yeah.
more pop. Like, it's
Well, and
just
you're
an
playing with dudes
advanced game.
a lot of dudes from Texas too.
Yeah,
And
it's
half our
just
teams from Texas.
it's just more of an advanced game down there, and I don't think unless you go down there and experience it from playing ball here, like, you're not gonna understand it. That's
Right.
why, you see all those schools from that region go to Junction every year and hold their own
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh yeah.
it's different.
McLennan was dirty,
Yeah, every year they're dirty.
and we had a battle with them. I mean, but the thing is, like, Cisco, our year, we had 15 guys go D1 that year, and I'm talking about like Texas Tech, like.
But that's normal. That's
Yeah, what I'm
normal
saying.
for
I was
Cisco.
like, dang, bro. Like, and at the time I was like, oh, that's cool. But then now looking back, I was like, wow, these guys were some dudes.
Yeah, and it's
like,
nothing.
Playing with 3 major leaguers there. I'm like,
You're
or
like,
2
hold
major
up.
leaguers. Sorry. But I was like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, you go in that weight room and it's full of dudes who played at Cisco, and it's got their school they went to.
That's pretty cool.
Like, I'm in there 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So, like, what better motivation do you need other than seeing all these dudes go to all these sick places? Dudes are getting drafted, and it's like,
Mhm.
man, like,
So-
I'm in the right spot.
Well, so on the recruitment side of things, you chose SFA.
Right.
Why did you choose that? And did you have anybody else looking at you at the time, or like what made that decision for you?
Yeah. So I had a couple offers. I had some D2 offers, pretty good D2 offers.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really feeling anything crazy. I was in the mentality of D1 or bust, and it
Right.
wasn't really my best choice. But I thought I was up to standard with that level of play, and
Yeah.
I thought I could hold my own. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing to have that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But I committed to SFA, didn't go on a visit, nothing. It was late. Um, yeah, I was told I was gonna compete for a spot. They would love to have me. It's late, so I'm getting a walk on, like
Right.
all this stuff. And I went out there and I got the opportunity to compete. Showed up, first day of classes, enrolled, and stuff didn't transfer well, I'm assuming, and I was told to take 24 hours, so it was just a lot.
How many classes is that?
That's so, dude, don't ask me. I mean, I took 24 credit hours, regulars 12, so
That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah,
like
double
8
class.
classes or
No,
something. Or
I think 6 classes will be 12 hours, right? Or no, they're 3 hours apiece.
that's,
I don't know.
I
This
don't
is
know. I
this
have
is
zero
anyways.
clue. I have zero
Anyways,
clue.
I took a double class, essentially,
Yeah.
trying to play baseball on top of it.
That's
Like,
insane.
and my thing was, I'd talked to SFA the year before out of Neosho.
Yep.
And he was like, he hit me at the end of the year, said, we'll be watching all this stuff. I was like, okay, bet. Like, and I transferred down to Cisco, and he came to watch. I played good, like, did whatever. Like, I had a great relationship with Coach Cardenas. Like, me and him were talking on the phone, all that stuff. I committed, got there, and it was just didn't work out. It wasn't in my plan. And so I rolled with the punches, and it was just a lot because you never know, like, what's going to happen. That was my dream. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, even if you told me I was taking 24 credit hours, like, I'm still going to go try and live out my dream. If
Right.
that makes sense. Because it's been since I was 3 years old. I want to play D1 baseball. I want to play D1 baseball. Well, it's right in front of me. I was able to. I got the opportunity. And you're like, why would I not take that? Give it a chance, you know?
So what would you have done differently with that
I wouldn't.
situation?
I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have been so closed-minded to all the other options I had. If I would have changed anything, I wish I would have changed the D1 or bust mindset. Because I got that SFA offer and I was like, yeah, I'll commit. I don't need to take a visit. I don't need to do nothing. And I wish I would have gone into it a little bit more, maybe known about kind of the process and everything more, because realistically, I just knew, like, they would come to the games, they offer me a scholarship, and then, okay, then what? I just go play baseball.
Right.
Like, I didn't deep dive into it. I was not a big school guy, so I was going to school to play baseball.
And then you got take 24
Yeah,
hours
take
of
24 here.
classes.
This is what you get.
Like, here's your school free,
Yeah.
buddy.
It was definitely a lot. Let me tell you. I don't even like school, and I was taking stats and accounting and all this stuff that I hate.
Right.
So I definitely, like, wish I could go back and kind of go about that in a different way. Wish I had more of an idea of what was going on and more of an understanding. But at the end of the day, it was supposed to happen that way, because if I don't go to SFA and I don't come home at semester, I don't know if I go play in Australia. I don't know if I go play in Abaline, like, and see and get to travel and do all the things that I've done.
Right.
So that's kind of, I don't regret it. I know it was in God's plan for me, but it just wasn't, at the time it sucked.
Right.
And
So you came back in the fall, after
Yep.
the fall, right, in the winter, and then you trained that spring, and then you went to Abaline that summer,
right.
and you tore it up in Abaline.
Yeah, I did pretty good. Wasn't hitting great defensively. Yes, I was top tier.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like riding a bike.
Yeah, for
Hitting's a little bit different. You can't just hop right back into it.
you. No, you can't.
It's different than seeing BP and then going to live. Like, it took me a solid 3-4 weeks, but I went on a nice little streak and got hot for the middle part back in, and then playoffs came and I didn't do well, and it just wasn't good. So, I mean, Abilene was definitely another sick experience for me. Definitely a summer ball experience I've never had before. Like, I played with the Cannons. I've done all
Right.
that stuff, but I mean, I went down to Abilene the first day. Like, we were in a locker room, had a clubby. I walked in at powder blue baby blue catching gear.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just in my locker, and I'm like, whoa, like, this is summer ball.
Treated nice.
This is sick. This is what pro ball should feel like,
Right.
and this is what it is. So it's like, it was a good time. We were on the road getting per diem, stopping and staying in hotels.
Wow.
Like, bro. Yeah, that we
I
were
didn't know.
taken
That's
care
pretty
of.
cool.
We were taken care of.
Would you advise that, like, because you played college summer ball in
Right.
Kansas and you played college summer ball in Texas, which um, I only played in Kansas and Virginia, but like, would you recommend to go down into Texas? Like, did you see a little bit better competition in the collegiate league down there? Or
Yeah, I would. So the league we played in was a first. I mean, it was established in 2024, so it was all
oh
new.
wow,
Yeah.
brand new?
We played. You remember Joplin? You ever played Joplin Outlaws?
No.
They've been around for a long time because we used to play them when I was playing up here for the
Okay.
Cannons and stuff.
Okay.
But so I mean, I would recommend it just because the league's just starting and they're starting to turn the page and get more dudes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you're traveling. We went from Abaline to Joplin, Missouri, to
Mm-hmm.
Texarkana, Arkansas, to Sherman, Texas. We're over in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing better than summer nights and you're on the bus at 11 p.m. going back and you're stopping at Buc-ee's at 2 a.m.
And you're just
And
playing ball,
your
bro.
whole squad's rocking in there.
You're just
And
playing ball.
yeah, it's you can't beat it. You're staying in hotels all
Yeah.
the time. Like,
That's
it
sick.
was definitely one of the best summers I've had in a long
So
time.
with all the college experience you had and the recruiting and like making decisions, like if you had to say something to a high schooler that's making a decision on college baseball, like they're getting maybe some offers or some, looks into it, what would you tell that person? Like, what would be one thing that you could tell them to be like, hey, to make a better decision or a cleaner decision? What would that look like?
I would say, regardless of what's going on and how sucky, like, you may think it's going and how, like, you're going to go through the pains, you're going to go through trenches and down times when you're playing college baseball because that's the game. But you always got to push yourself to keep going and to keep outworking everybody because at the end of the day, if that's something you really want, then you have to go get it yourself.
And you're
College
building
base,
that character
yeah,
to be able to, when things are hard, that you build a character to
you
push through
can,
the threshold, right?
yeah, you're going to stand up strong. You ain't going to fall down. But I think it's one of those things that you just have to mentally know it's going to be a grind and there's going to be days that suck. There's going to be weeks that suck. Like, but if it's something that you want, you got to go, you got to attack it and you got to beat out everybody because there's a million other kids out there who are working harder than you every day.
Yeah. So with that also with high schoolers, I always mention to go get some experience, like get out of Wichita.
Yeah.
Like go
Get out of Wichita.
go
Yes.
like to some camps, maybe out of state. Like maybe that was some camps that have some credibility, right?
Right.
Not that you're just
Perfect
jumping into some random
games.
things, but I remember when I went to Creighton camp, I went up north and I was like, like these guys up north don't know how to ball. I was wrong.
Yeah, you were.
I was completely wrong.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, I was in a line with 10 other shortstops at this prospect camp, and I'm looking like, yeah, I'm from South Dakota.
Right.
Gangsters, bro. I was like, oh my, I'm really not that good. Like,
You're like,
I thought I was
I was the best
decent.
in Wichita.
Yeah, I
I
thought I
am.
was decent. And
No.
then I go to this camp, and I'm like, I got to put more work into this thing, bro.
Bro.
Like, dudes are bopping, like, catchers are throwing hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
There's-
doing their
There's
thing. There was
dudes
dudes there, and
everywhere.
it just opened up my mind to be like, hey, you know what? Like, this is around me. I gotta do this more
Yeah.
to get the game that's faster, right? And get used to the faster game, get used to being more efficient with things, right? Because I see other dudes doing it
Right.
that I had, obviously have no idea about. So would that be something like for you, like if you went back into high school and you knew baseball was your thing, right? What would you, obviously the hitting, right?
Right.
And kind of training all year. But on top of that, like what else would you do to just keep pushing yourself, right? In high school.
As a catcher, I would say mobility was a huge one that I wish I would have increased. Like, I wish I would have stretched every day because you can't ever, like, not be flexible enough as a catcher, right? So I
Mhm.
wish I would have taken more time on my stretches and kind of just dug deep into the mental aspect of the game that I didn't quite understand and hadn't tapped into yet.
In what way?
As in calling a game, I learned a lot from Coach Moore calling games.
Uh-huh.
Me and him were really on the same page, but like kind of controlling it and seeing how everything works, like, and not how everything works, but making everything go. Like, we got a bunt situation. Every time I'm telling my third baseman, hey, watch the bunt, like, be ready to go.
Mhm.
Because I'm seeing things. I'm seeing the batter choke up on the bat or scoot up in the front of the box if he's going to bunt.
Mhm.
It might not be a drastic difference, but like, if he takes a half a step up, like I'm gonna notice that and I'm gonna see something
Right.
like and let people know to stop that. So I wish I just would have learned like how to direct the game in a different way and not just go through the motions in high school.
Right. Absolutely. Well, even like you can tell when a game is slow to somebody
Yeah,
in a good way, right? Like they always say like good quarterbacks, they look slow, right? And it's because they're
they're
comfortable and
calm and
they're
collected.
anticipating, they're thinking, right?
Yep.
So, like I always tell players, like for you, it sounds like maybe you were kind of going through the motions and not anticipating, right? And also maybe the game sped up on you because of it,
Yeah.
because you're kind of falling asleep in
Plenty
a
of
way.
times. Plenty of
So, when
times.
as especially as a catcher, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're a quarterback, bro. You're QB1. So, you just wish maybe you would have been more anticipating and like saw the plays work out for himself and communicate more.
Yeah. And I kind of wish I would have like been able to just know where the play was going to go before it happened. Like they say that it's cliche, but like obviously
No, it's true.
runner on first, like your shortstop obviously knows where you're going, your pitcher knows where it's going, but
Yep.
like as a catcher, I'm thinking about every situation that's possibly going to happen.
Right.
And not only that, but it's changing from pitch to pitch about what pitch is calling, what count we're in. Like, how is this hitter based off his last swing and his last at bats? How is he going to react to a curveball right here instead of a fastball in his hands?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where is he going to hit it? And that's kind of where I wish I would have played that game of chess of, oh, I'm going to call
Yes.
this pitch because I'm moving my defense this way. We're expecting
Yes.
this. And I didn't grasp that until I got to college.
Yes.
So I feel like I would have just helped myself out way more if I would have
So
understood that sooner.
how do you think you can do that though?
Just watching the game, being around a bunch of high IQ players and not even high IQ players, but just being around players. Like,
Like when it's time to watch a game, it's time to watch a game.
yes,
Period.
people, and that's my thing as a catcher. It's very easy for me because I can sit down on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock and I can watch an entire baseball game and not get bored because I'm watching that catcher. I'm seeing what I used to be able to see what he's calling, but I'm seeing how he's moving, what he's thinking, because I got a perfect shot of him. So watching and not only that, but being around other dudes, like you can always learn something from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I picked up on too really early in my, not, I would say college career. I started learning from other guys. High school, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a select few you learn from. Obviously,
Right.
I had Maxon, Wagner,
Right.
all these, and Coach Moore. But you get to college, and those dudes are all you from their hometown. Like they're
Mhm.
the best player in their hometown, most likely.
Yep.
Like as you grow together, like there's different ways and different stuff to learn from everybody in this game. And
Oh yeah.
not only in this game, but in life in general. You can learn something from everybody.
Well, if you just watch, you see tendencies, right? It's like, and that's why I tell players, like, look at their pitch tendencies. What are they doing with 2 strikes? What are they doing with 3-1? What are they doing with 3-2? What are they doing with runners in scoring position? Like, if you guys just watch, then you can have a more educated mindset when you're up at bat because of his tendencies, because you've been just watching the game.
You've been
So,
paying attention. Yeah.
yeah. So, like, if you're in a sense want to be a college baseball player, like, and you're in games, you'd probably recommend to just keep watching the game
Yeah.
more and analyzing it more and thinking of it more as a chess game as opposed to just an athleticism game, right?
Be a student of the game. And that's kind of where, like I said, I wasn't a big school guy, but like there's something about learning baseball and learning the little moves and the little
Mhm.
things about the game that I have an itch for. Like I love it. I will do that 10 days out of 10.
Right.
But it's actually sitting down and trying to process it and understand it. Okay, why is he throwing this pitch in this count in this situation to this hitter?
Yep.
Why are we moving or why are we bunting in this situation? Like, especially watching those pros do it, man. Like, it may seem like they don't like they're going nonchalant, all this stuff, but at the end of the day, like, they just look calm, cool, and collected because they are ridiculous athletes and they're really good at what they do.
Right.
So you can sit down and learn the mental side from how they're moving, how they're acting, and how they're holding themselves when something goes bad. Like they're not out there throwing a fit.
Right.
They're out there and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to reset, but I'm gonna lock back in as soon as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's one of the biggest things that I take away from watching, especially growing up, was like, you don't see these pro guys out here throwing a fit. But you see kids growing up, and like growing up, I was definitely a part of it. Like I wasn't always, like I mean, there was a couple here and there that
Right.
but like showing up, acting a fool on the field is not something you really ever want to do.
So like, you talk about being streaky with hitting.
Yeah,
Do you think that was how much do you think that was mental? Like, if it's the same
a
swing,
lot of it. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it's the same swing. It's also stepping in the box with confidence. Because like if you're not stepping in the box with confidence, you're not gonna succeed. Nothing's gonna go well for you if
oh
you're
no.
stepping in there and you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything great here.
So did you? I know it's hard in the midst of it, but like looking back, do you think that you changing the attitude of you care so much that you don't care in a way, right? Like if you say it's your mindset and
Right.
that's how maybe you were streaky because of how you were thinking, would you go back and change to be like more of a flat, like, hey, I'm not gonna go on the ups, I'm not gonna go on the downs, I'm just gonna stay here and have a plan,
Yeah.
right?
So when I was streaky, like when I got streaky, it was streaky seasons, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't even supposed to play that second year at Neosho when I was coming back after rehab and I went off. I only played because half of the team got suspended for team violations.
Oh wow.
And so we had a weekend series with Iowa Western, their number one ranked JUCO in the nation at the time. And I had to step in there, still rehabbing a wrist, and I hit 400 through that series and didn't leave the lineup since.
Wow.
And we won. We took one from them, and I mean we had POs
So
playing
what do you
left
think? What do
field,
you?
and like it was crazy.
Well, what do you think that brought that success? Was it just because like you're just here?
There was no other option. We showed up, and I mean we're rocking POs at in first base, left field, a freshman backup catcher playing right field, like,
Wow.
and we split with the number one team in the nation because everyone showed up, did their job, and didn't care what the results were because we were expected to lose. So there was zero pressure, showing up with the confidence.
No
We got,
pressure.
dude, you're giving a PO a bat and telling them to go play in the field. They're stepping up and trying to go yard every time.
Yep.
Like, why would you not? But that gave them the confidence. Like, dude, yeah, I'm gonna go yard right here and stepping in the box and finding a barrel somehow, some way. It's gonna be a rollover, but it
Simple
gets through.
thinking.
Right.
Simple
Simplify
thinking.
everything.
Yes.
And like you said, once I was like, after that, it was coasting. I was to the point where I wasn't trying to do too much when I was hitting or taking BP. I wasn't trying to fix things drastically. It was just fine tuning those things
Yeah.
and just minimal perfecting the little things in my swing that season kind of progressed me to where I was.
So, and even like that mindset just simplified the game to where it's not like you're, like they always say, like, looking for everything, not ready for anything.
Right.
So, like, your mind's sporadic almost, and you're looking for everything to hit. And it's like when you're up there having a simple mindset, you're looking for one thing to hit, or maybe a couple options
Yeah.
to hit, and be like, hey, like I'm sitting in on these.
But it's simple.
Yes.
It's not scattered. Because if you're in the box thinking about more than 2-3 things, like, I mean, obviously you're gonna sit. Okay, am I gonna get in soft or hard? There's
Right.
two different things. Am I gonna get away soft or hard? Right?
Right.
You can't be up there thinking a million different things, or else it's like you can't step in the box thinking about your swings and how and what you're changing
Right.
because you're
No
not
shot.
going to.
That's
If you stepped
death.
in their scatterbrain, you're not gonna be able to do anything.
Right.
You're gonna be seeing two different balls come in. I mean, it's hard. And that's why people get in the slumps and stay in those slumps because it's very hard to get out of because they're just in there thinking and thinking and thinking.
So, what makes it hard? And because we're gonna continue on to your pro ball, but what makes baseball so hard?
Man, I think to me it's the fact that no matter how good I am, no matter how like what I'm thinking, even if I guess right, I could still not succeed.
Right.
Like,
Even if you have a good swing and a good decision,
yeah,
and you barrel a line drive to center.
and it gets caught. I mean, that's a fail, but in my book, like that's a barrel. Like that's just the mature part of the game. I think growing up, it was, oh, I line out, like I'm pissed, right?
Yes.
But I get to high school, I get to college, it's like, man, I put a great swing on a ball that I was expecting. I had the right. I knew what was coming. It was my approach. It's what I was looking for, and I put a great swing on it. Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt the average. It's gonna hurt the OBP, but like, dude, I put a great swing on it, and that's kind of where that difference is with just high school and kind of college and where that mindset is, I think.
Well, and I knew some players that literally were not the smartest, but they raked,
They hit.
buddy.
they
They
hit
raked.
because they're not thinking.
They're just flowing, dude.
Just go with the
They are
flow.
just flowing.
It's, oh, I can hit this pitch.
And there's
This
a
is what I'm
time and
looking for.
place, right?
Boom.
Like there's a time and place. You have your laboratory, right? Like in the
Right.
cage or whatever, and then you have the game, and it's the game's like, hey, I'm trying to flow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go here.
Even in pregame BP, like, it's not much you can be, like, everyone's different, obviously, but like me, I can't change much pregame BP. If I'm struggling in the box, like, I'm not gonna go up there and change like where my hands are at or how my hands
Yeah.
are going because I'm playing in an hour. Like, I'm gonna step in the box and I'm gonna be thinking about, oh, why are my hands here? Are my hands here, or are they where they're at normally? And it's
Yeah.
just so much starts going in your head and it snowballs, and then you're putting yourself in a place to fail.
Well, it's like you're in fight or flight. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you can't think about what your body's doing. Like that's why the reps are so important because you've done it a million times, right? So like I totally agree. So like you're thinking when you were streaky, it was very mental.
Very mental. Very mental. I didn't do much. I'd go hit, but it was just constantly recreating that feel and
Yeah.
constantly building that confidence. Like late at nights, I'm going and hitting with my boy.
Yeah.
I'm not taking rounds of 6, rounds of 10. I'm taking rounds of 4 or 5, and it's barrel, 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 barrel. Okay, whatever. I'm done. I don't need to sit there and take 30 swings off of BP because, oh, I'm hitting the crap out of the ball. I'm just
Right.
constantly recreating that path, that feel, that confidence boost to where I can go out the next day. Even if I have a bad day, I know my swing's not going to change because I'm constantly repeating that same one.
Ending it off into like your last year, you played pro ball,
Right.
Australia.
Yep.
What were some things that you learned and took away from that? And it doesn't even have to be baseball, right? Like, it could be spiritually, it could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing yourself, figuring out yourself. Like you're on your own in Australia, which is quite a ways
It was
away.
crazy. Yeah, it was definitely something that I've never quite experienced before. I mean, I've been 6 hours away from home. Definitely not. Time difference was 14.
You're on your own
but
now.
yeah, I was on my own.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a host family. They were great, so I wasn't really on my own. They helped out where I needed it. Obviously,
Right.
food. I was helping out too. But no, this is a great experience. I learned a lot. I learned that the game of baseball is so different down there, but it's not at the same time.
Right.
So it's very slow paced, very like they're 5 years behind we are,
Yeah.
and they'll admit that, but it is a growing game. I mean, I was playing with a dude who was 51 years old. Every dude on my team like had families, had day jobs, like
Interesting.
they do it and they play to stay in the game and for the love of the game. Like, I mean, it was a great experience. I was a pitcher down there, so like I hardly caught. And we weren't the best.
Right.
We had a couple up and downs, but the bond that the fact that they appreciate baseball, kind of like their love for the game made me appreciate it so much more. It made me think like, dang, I took so much for granted when I was back home because like these kids and these dudes are dying for this. And I'm sitting back at home and I don't want to go to practice at my college. I don't want to go to high school. I don't want to go to the cages at night to get a little bit better. But like down there, I'm driving 40 minutes from my house to get to the indoor facility. And like, I need to go hit. So at the end of the day, I'm going through just a different lifestyle, a different grind. It was definitely a lot. I wasn't able to drive 5 minutes and go hit at the dojo. That was
Right.
down the street from my house. Like,
Right.
and when I was out there, and when I was slumping and struggling, I had to figure it out on my own.
Right.
Obviously, I had resources around me, but like I said, they're 5 years behind. So it's like I go from hitting with you and all this, like all the farm boards and movement and like all that really into earth stuff, and I go down there and they're still like trying to figure out the transition into that. And so it wasn't even a thing down there.
Right.
But I got to experience a different culture. I got to experience a lot of new people and different people. I played with a kid straight from Japan.
Wow.
That was ridiculous. I played with a kid from Canada, like people from all over, and it was they love the game.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, there's a lot of talent out there that people don't realize. I mean, I've seen 17-year-olds out there that are holding their own against 29, 25 through
Right.
32-year-olds. Like it was a great experience. And also like, I mean, you're seeing dudes. You have dudes out there you got ex-MLB pitchers, you got
Mhm.
indie ball dudes who are traveling out there. Like
Mhm.
you can't beat living in paradise and playing baseball. Like I was able to drive 15 minutes and go to the beach whenever I wanted. I got to swim on Christmas. Like I didn't experience snow. It hardly rained. It was just there was a lot that went into it, and it was all in all a good time, and I would definitely go back.
So that learning moment, would you be happy if you didn't compete at a collegiate level again? Like, would that, wrapping it up to where, um, you see the love and you see these other people love this game and they don't have to be out here, but they are, and because of the love, right? And
Right.
that's something that's cool that you learned along that way, because again, we take it for granted. Like, we're just such in competitive mode here in America, and like it's like if I'm not in the major leagues, I'm a
Then
failure.
yeah.
You know what I
There's
mean?
just that everyone sets kind of a high expectation for themselves and a
Yeah.
high bar, and like I mean, I'll say I'm a victim to that. Like I told you earlier, it was D1 or bust for me.
Right.
So even like as a self example, I did fall victim to that, and I wish I wish it would have changed, and I wish I didn't hold myself to that higher standard, but I think that was just something that I've always done,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always been told growing up that you wanna go to college, like, you're gonna play baseball, and your baseball's gonna pay for your college, like,
Right.
by my dad, he was like, "This is your path, this is what you're gonna do," so that's what I mean.
So do you wish, looking back, do you wish that you would have used your leverage more to where it's like, hey, like a D2 offers you full ride?
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, that's your leverage of like, hey, I'm a baseball player. I'm gonna go to school for free because I play baseball.
right.
Like, you
That's
know
I
what I
think I
mean?
was so naive and not educated enough to understand that ball is ball and there's dudes everywhere.
Yes.
I was coming out of Neosho. It was like we'd be sending dudes D2 and AIAs, and it's like all around Kansas and great.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to go play in Texas. I wanted to go experience what it was. I wanted to see the best of the best. And like,
Yep.
yes, these NAIs, these D2s around Kansas are great. Look at Pitt State. Like
Yeah.
all these schools are great, but you go down to Texas, it's the real deal.
Right.
So I feel like it's just a fine. I don't.
You were clouded by that ego a little bit, which for me, I was at fault, and I know a lot of people were at fault of that. But it's like you can learn that your leverage could take you places, right? And
Yeah.
like, there's guys at D2 that get drafted.
Oh yeah.
I know one of them from Newman. Like, he's my boy. Got drafted.
I got a couple buddies who got drafted this year out of
You know what I
D2s,
mean?
yeah.
Like, it's like
Even
if you're a
NAIAs,
dude, they're
man.
gonna find you, bro.
Oh yeah. There's definitely like scouts are going everywhere. There's scouts at every game possible. Like I mean, you're telling me there's not dudes from that LSU Shreveport team not
Oh yeah.
I mean, they went 59-0. So there's
Right.
dudes everywhere.
Right.
I just wish I was a little bit more educated like going into that process about
Mhm.
that, because even if like my year, like I graduated a couple kids from Neosho, went to Pitt State, UCO, whatever.
Mhm.
Well, they got that extra year. They're bouncing to Wichita State this year to play.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm glad that it's working out for them and all those guys, but I wish I would have been educated and taken kind of that route as well.
Right.
So
Kind of step back a little bit.
yeah,
Well, either way, if you were to continue on, I mean, obviously pro ball is the next move for you.
right.
And I'm glad you had that experience with Australia to just love the game. And I always tell players that people that love it more go farther
Yeah,
because they don't care so much about the success and all of the, the line drives and the OBPs and all that number stuff, right? Like, they just are there because they love playing baseball.
love everything
Period.
about it.
And
Yep.
I'm at fault with that because I didn't love baseball as much, and it's like it hurt me. It hurt my effort. It hurt things like that, and
Yep.
as well as you, right? So if I had anything to say to somebody, I'd be like, dude, if you don't love this and you can't,
Then don't.
you're not gonna
You
like the
ain't,
grind.
if you ain't
know
gonna
what
buy
I mean?
in, don't even try.
Yeah,
It's one of those things you
challenging.
have to be 110% in.
Yes. So I'm really happy for that, man. I wish you luck in your next adventure.
Wherever
Right, your
we
next
go,
adventure. We're gonna try to help you out with that, and I'm rooting you on, man. But seriously, like, I learned a lot from you, and I've known you for a while, and like, these are things that I never heard, and like, so I really appreciate you taking the time here
Oh
and
yeah.
and talking to some people, and hopefully some individuals that are younger can gravitate towards what you said and learn from your experience, man.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Dude,
I
yeah, I
enjoyed it, bro.
appreciate
It was a good time, bro.
Tysaac Noland, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Off the Bat podcast.